Hi traders, and welcome to the PL Capital Commodity Report. In this video we're going to look at the usual natural gas, oil, copper, gold, silver, and uranium. I've already created this video and then I realized I had the wrong setting on, so this is actually my second take, so probably going to be speeding through this one. Natural gas, it's a mess. Several ways to count this thing, and my base case is that they're going up in a diagonal. I think this was A, B, and then there's a five-way move up. So ABC for 1, ABC for 2, ABC for 3, and I think this is going to be 4, and then go up for 5. Now, I will say that it's a little hard to make a sense out of a lot of this, and it doesn't help when I like switch over to the futures contract, because like on this chart that I've been following, they broke that low. So they went up, broke that low, and then they went back up. But then on the futures contract, they didn't break that low. And so that gives a totally different wave count on these two charts. So like I said, that my base case is that we just completed wave 3 and that we're going correcting for 4 and then going up for 5. This wave 3, it felt like a wave 3, very strong. There's no divergence on any indicator, and this isn't coming down super aggressive. I mean, it started off real aggressive and now it's getting really choppy, and what it looks to me is that they created this running flat here. So I think this is A and B. And then when I really zoom in, like these last few like this just looks like 1, 2, 3. And then so far they've gone up in a 1, 2, 3. So I think this is going to be an ending diagonal. I think that was 1, that's 2. I'd like to see it come down for a 3, go up for a 4, and then come down for a 5, and that would be the 4. Yeah, that would be an A, a B, ending diagonal for the C, and that would be the perfect place for the fourth wave, and then go up and break that top one more time for the fifth wave. So that's what I'm leaning towards. I will say though, it's getting a little strong here, because that'll be a 5-way move, and who knows where that 5-way will end, but getting awfully strong to this 366 level up here. So this is moving much higher than I was expecting. So this is definitely all just one wave, and I think that's 1, and we're correcting here for 2, and eventually we'll go down for 3, 4, and 5. But I didn't expect that they would go this high, because I still think even when this ends that they'll correct, and there's still going to be potentially one more wave higher. So I'm dead wrong if they break that level, that 3663 on this chart. I find it hard to believe that natural gas doesn't resolve itself lower. Especially when I switch over. If you've been following me, I periodically look at the storage of natural gas. If you're new, this is the dark gray line is the 5-year average, and then the upper band is the max, the 5-year max range, and then the lower gray band is the 5-year min. And then the blue is where the current storage is at. So all of 22 storage, actual storage, is underneath the 5-year average. Thus, natural gas goes up to $10. And then all of 22 storage is above the 5-year average, and natural gas falls to $2. Well, as you can see right here, last week's report, we can see natural gas busted out of this max range. So this is only goes back to December of 21, but never has the actual storage been outside of the min or the max. So I don't know what happened, in earlier years, but at least in the last 2 years, we've never seen storage higher than the max range. So I just find it hard that given that, the storage level that now natural gas is, going to be starting, like this is all going to be then like one, and correct down for two, and then we're going up for three, four, and a five, and we're busting out to new highs here. So I don't know. It doesn't seem like that should be the case, but what do I know? All right. So anyway, my base case is we got one more wave up for five, and I want to see how it goes up. Does it go up in three waves or five waves? Because there are a couple of cases where it's possible that maybe this is just like a WXY. Maybe we make an X and a Z. So I don't know what I got to just see this next wave up and what it does. I want to see the wave count to give me a better idea. But as far as I can tell, we got one more wave up. All right, let's move on to oil. All right, so oil is another chart that is getting really messy here. Last week, I thought that was A. This three-wave move was B. Slide that over. And then they had the strong move up, corrected, and then they were going up again. And I thought, all right, this is going to be probably like in some kind of ending diagonal or might turn into an impulse. But anyway, I thought we'd be going up for the C wave before it rolls over to come back down and take out 67. But the news over the weekend with the Saudis cutting their oil price, sent the market down this whole week. So there's two ways. There's only two counts that I really see. That's all the correction. 1, 2, 3. That was all the correction. And now we're going to come and take out 67. And then that means that we'll be coming down in a diagonal format. So this 1, 2, 3, instead of the B, that's a 1. And then this three-wave move, that's 2. And then I do see 5 waves here. So that'd be 1, 2, and then they'll be coming down. This will be 3 somewhere around here. Then they'll go up for a 4, and then they'll come back down for a 5, and they'll take out 67. That's the bear case. The only bullish case that I can see is this is still A, and then this is a 3-wave move, and then that's a 3-wave move, and then this is a 5-wave move. So A, B, and a C, and then we would just slide the B wave over to here. And so that'd be A, that'd be B. And so far all I see is just a 1, 2, 3-wave move up. And there is this one little 1, 2, and a 3-wave move down. So for it to be bullish, obviously it has to come and break the 73.54. And then this would be coming up in a 5-wave diagonal format. So that'd be 1. They completed 2 today, but it's got to reverse like now, and it's got to get really strong. That'd be 3, and then the 4, and then the 5 will be somewhere up this 76 level. And that would complete C, and then I think it'd be in position to come down and take out 67. So either way, I see them going down to take out 67. It's just a matter of, are they going down from right here now, or we got one more up? I'm favoring down from right here. I think that might have been all the correction, because that was a really strong sell-off today, and it just looks like that's the impulse. This was a 3-wave move correction, and now this is going to come down in some, probably an ending diagonal. That was probably 1. They'll do 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that I'm leaning towards that, just given the strong sell-off. was wondering what they were doing up here, but then the sell-off, I think, is making it clear. So if you're not in, I think you might as well just wait. One of these two levels has to break. On this chart, it's 73.55 or 70.10. If they break down, like I think they will, then I think they'll come all the way down to 67 in a diagonal format. But if they do reverse, like in the Asian or London session early tomorrow, and they can break above 73.55, then I think then they'll be coming up to this at least 76.14 level for the C wave. But then I'd be looking for a sell. So one of those two levels needs to break to, I think, give a clear indication of what is going on. All right. Moving on to the metals. Copper. All right, so in my last video, I had this, I thought this was going to be a running flat here, but it's not. So they corrected up, and then they came down, and then they gave a little correction, and then still went down one more. So the best that I can tell, somehow I thought this was just a 1, 2, 3 wave move. That's why I thought it was a B. Thought this was A, B, and then they're going to make a C, and then go back up. I think what this must be then, it's a diagonal, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which means this whole move was just, a 1, 2, 3. Now it looks to me, coming down, that there's this running flat here. So 1, 2, and then it looks like they're creating an ending diagonal. So like here's a 1, 2, 3, and they went up for 3, and now they just finished another 3-wave move down. So I think that was 1, 2, 3. I'd like to see them push up a little bit higher for 4, and then come back down one more time for 5. And then all in all, I think that'd just be like an A, B, C. And then copper would be in a position to go back up in 3 ways if they're going to do a diagonal here. So I think there's one more down, and then this is a great place to look for a buy, because even if they're going to go down, this is an ending diagonal, so they would have to correct and then fall. So like looking for a buy setup underneath 375 is really good, because you'll at least get some type of 3-wave correction up. And if it is only 3 and then it starts to sell off, then I probably would get out. Probably just be a break-even trade or very, very small win. But if this gets really strong, obviously, then I think it goes all the way back up to break the top. So just need to, I think, let this sell off one more time, look for a buy setup, and then just watch how strong of a reaction does copper get. Because there is the possibility, like I said before, that they got one more, like they're creating a really complex correction, and they got one more down. But it already has like a 335, and that took a really long time. Like there's no real reason that they have to, but if they want to stay in this range, they can. But then obviously if they fall down here, then this is all just correction and it goes up. So I'd only be looking for the buy setups, but you got the potential that it does come down one more time. All right, gold. Go down to 1-hour chart. So gold's in a little tricky spot here. It looks like it could be in a position now to go up. They made this ABC, and then zooming in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, really sharp up and then down. So that's like an ABC. So we got 3 up and then we've got 3 down. It'd be nice if they can really get strong right like now, now and in all day tomorrow, because that could be one. This was two, and now it looks like they'd just be one, two, three, four, five. No, that could be one, two, and then so we want to see a strong push get going here because they'll be going up in a diagonal format again if they're going to go up. But if they do break down and break 216, for some reason CPI tomorrow does something to gold and they break it down, then this is getting too much. And I think, like I said in last week's video, I think this was then just the A wave. This ABC was the B, and then they'll probably come down like in some diagonal format, like that was one, that was two, and then they'll create a three, a four, and a five. Come back, visit 1972 before they start to go north. So I'd only be looking for the buy setup, and this is actually a really great place, like right here, because if they do break that, that's where I'd have my stop loss. Just get out, small loss, because then if they do break, like I said, then I think you'd be able to buy it way down here. So, but I'd only be looking for buy sets because there is the potential that, like I said, that's one, and we just finished two, and now they're going up for 3, 4, and 5. So let's wait and see. Tomorrow, I think, is gonna probably give some indication. A lot of fireworks will be going off here. All right, silver. So I left this out. It's still a possibility. Silver's it's gone nowhere since last week. So in the last week video, I said that this wasn't looking good. That it still, to me, looks like, this is, that was one, that was two, three, four, and a five. And then all they can do is just make a little three-wave correction here. But now they've only really come down in three waves too. So silver's just like gold. It's got to get really strong here for me to think it's going up. It just feels very heavy. Price has just been stuck way down here, so feels like it wants one more down wave, which means I think if they break that 2249, I think they come and visit 2050. So let's watch, just like with gold. Tomorrow we'll probably give you'll have a better feel. If it breaks below 2267, then I think it goes a lot farther down. But if it can get really strong tomorrow, then maybe this is a running flat. And I think that's just a three-way move. So I think it'll be going up in a diagonal format. And then somehow there's like some contracting flat here. I don't even see it contracting. I don't know how it goes up really. So, well, let's see what happens tomorrow. Because if that's a 5-week, unless that's a WXYXZ, well, that's just really steep. I don't know. So let's wait and see. I'd only be looking for buys, and this is a good place because you could have a tight stop. All right, let's move on to uranium. All right. So last week's video came down into this 4, or what I think is a 4. And like I said last week, the only question is this all the correction? Just this 1, 2, 3 wave move. Now, so far, all we have is really 1, 2, and 3 waves up. So it's come down. So it could be that that's 1, 2, this is 3. They're creating 4. Actually, I already see 3 waves down, so that could be 4. And if they can break above that level today, that they set today, then you'd have 5 waves. And then any pullback, you got to buy that, because then uranium's going all the way up to break 3028. So, but it's got to get confirmed, so they got to not drop a whole lot more, and then break on this chart it's 2929. You got that 5-way move, any correction. But if this drips down a little bit more, they could be coming all the way. It could be that 3, that was A, they just completed B, and then they'll have one more spike. They don't even have to break the low, but just one more spike down, and then that'll be C to complete this 4th wave. You know, they could take it all the way down and break that low, but they don't have to. But so basically, I think any pullback here is a buy, because this is I think going to be the fourth wave, and we're going up for the fifth wave. So definitely looking only for buys. All right, that's the commodity report. Hope that helps. Good luck to you all. I'll see you in the next video.